Tough times never last, but tough people do. More people fail in life simply because they just want to be careful enough not to ever fail. But people who risk failure usually end up more successful than those who never ever wanted to fail. You might be listening to me and you've been through one or two bad experiences that have made you get tempted to want to give up. But I'll tell you a story. There was a young man who had practiced for an Olympic performance for almost 5 years. He had stood up to run in the morning, usually at about 4 a.m. to spend 2 to 3 hours running, preparing for the Olympic. He continued until he was the best in his country and was one of those that was presented as an athlete for his country. He was there, and on the very morning he was to do the first race, he woke up and said, let him do his normal training. He sought for his boots, but he could not find them. He went everywhere, the canvas was nowhere to be found. In desperation, he had to look for a nearby dustbin. This was very many years ago, more than 60 to 80 years ago. He went there and scurried around to see if he could find something he would wear on his foot. Well, he found two funny legs. Some people call it two left legs. And he decided to manage them. One was his size, the other wasn't. That one, he had to use a rope and tie it so much to the point that cameramen were really focusing on it as the race was about to begin. But the young man didn't give a damn. He was resilient. He was a very good example of resilience. He stood in for the race, he ran, and to everyone's surprise, he came first. The lost boot did not matter, something that would have put off so many people. And so he continued until he eventually won a gold medal. Of course, the next race, he was able to get different pairs of shoes, a different pair of shoes, which he used. And he eventually won a gold medal in that particular Olympic. Why? Because he was resilient. He refused to give up. Many of us, what made you give up in the things you were pursuing are not as serious as this. They were not as heartbreaking as this young man's experience. But it's always important to still show up in spite of what is trying to hold you back. You may be surprised that in showing up, Providence will give you what it is that you think that you lack, that should have made you give up. Be resilient. In spite of what is drawing you back, make that effort to show up. You realize that most successful people got to where they are because of resilience, not because the environment or the things around them supported them, but they had that strong willpower that drove them to the point of success. Hope to see you once again on Gen Z Agile channel. Do not forget to follow, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to click on the like button and make the necessary comments where necessary. Thank you for listening once again. Bye.